What is going on, guys? Dylan Murway here, and welcome back to NASCAR Thunder 2004 for race 17 of 36, the last race before PRA's homecoming week. Races 18 through basically Chicagoland, Loudon, Pocono, Indy, and the Glen are all going to be on homecoming week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and the race Saturday. So again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So we go to Daytona, but we're not going to be running the Pepsi 400. We're going to be running the Roval. We brought back the American Independence car for one more race. So, while we party. So we made our first major rival of the year, being Robbie Gordon. Last week raced at Sonoma. So I'm curious to see where he's going to qualify and if he's going to be any major factor.
Coming to the line now, green flag waving, and this qualifying exhibit is underway. He enters the race for
Going down to the green, down into turn one. This is one of my favorite tracks to race on in Thunder 2004 and Chase for the Cup 2005. Kind of sucks they didn't use the real road course though, because there actually is a realistic Daytona infield road course, which I would have loved to see put in the NASCAR games in the future. I mean, I heard somewhere that EA couldn't get the license for the actual 24-hour Rolex course, so they had to come up with their own, which, I mean, when in doubt, you gotta improvise sometimes, but would have been awesome to race these cars on the Rolex course. Thank God for Gran Turismo. Anyways, coming out of turn 4 to the line, looks like we're on the pole. One and done by a full minute over Gordon and Tony. So all of NASCAR Thunder 2004's metaphorical big three start inside the top 10.
We're in the
Actually, the top 6.
International Speedway for today's NASCAR Winston Cup race. These cars are used to running a little differently here at Daytona. This is going to be interesting.
The Daytona International Speedway hosts everything you can think of in the way of racing. Cars, motorcycles, even go-karts, all of which use the infield road course from time to time. We're in for a real treat today as the NASCAR Winston Cup Series comes to this unusual layout.
The NBC car is our NASCAR Winston Cup points leader coming into this
Roval
race.
foreshadowing,
The
everybody.
Winston Cup trophy is what it's all about. But you can't get it if you don't consistently gain points. These guys know that, and they're working hard to try and increase their lead this week.
Bill Elliott seems to have a tough time when we come to the road courses.
Yeah, he doesn't have much experience on these right-turning tracks. He's been working hard and getting some advice this week, though. Maybe he can pull off a better finish.
Yeah, baby. I have a feeling the road courses in the EA games that were Rovals totally didn't foreshadow what we'd get later this year with the Charlotte Roval and the Monster Energy Series. Yeah, there's totally no foreshadowing there. So Tony Stewart's driving the Coca-Cola Chevrolet for this race.
Now, let's take a look at the starting lineup.
And Bobby Labonte is driving the Muppets car.
NASCAR Winston Cup points leader will be starting for the pole.
Actually, I did some thinking, and I'm just going to keep this paint scheme as my primary for a while. And during homecoming week, I'm going to actually leave a fan design scheme up to you. If you have a copy of this game, design a scheme that I run. You can submit your submissions to me via social media. And only social media, or if you know me personally, then you can draw sketches out too. I really don't care what you do, but I'll talk about it later in the race. So, anyways, Daytona Roval, 14 laps. Me and Jeff Gordon bring us down. It's going to be a bit of a different race here at Daytona. Tight. Jesus. Tight. I'm just going to let Jarrett go by. It's not worth it racing Jarrett on lap 1 hard like this. So I'm just going to let you go by. And once I can pass you safely, I'm going to pass you. So, again, like I talked about earlier, this is a completely different track to the Rolex 24. Normally, because of the Rolex 24 races on Gran Turismo, if you remember back to my Let's Play of 6, we through what we just now drove through and just now came back onto the main racetrack for, we would be on the NASCAR part of the track. This kind of seems like the legitimate normal place where they dove off. Kind of. I'm not really sure all that well. Now you see the 88, the Dale Jarrett, he's led the opening lap. I'm going to try to look to the inside as we go up the little, I'm guessing is a bridge over Lake Lloyd. Oh, that is a bridge over Lake Lloyd. Side by side with Jarrett, and I'm making the outside lane work. He's going to have to concede because I got the preferred low, Jesus Christ. I had the preferred line, so I have no idea why he was still pressing. He was still trying to push it on lap 2. I had the preferred line, which makes no sense. I mean, yeah, what, 12 more laps after this? Don't press that hard on lap 2, because I will wreck you for that. Anyways, American Independence looks pretty good at sitting out front at Daytona. Well, the Roval, at least. Going across the bridge, back out onto the main racetrack, or the apron of the racetrack before diving back in. You know what I would love to see put in later NASCAR games? Free look. I mean, it kind of sucks when emulators have it. I know Dolphin, which is a GameCube emulator, has this free look option where you can basically look anywhere that the normal camera is pinned. So for a NASCAR game, you can actually create some really awesome broadcast angles. It's just really hard to race with them. So, anyways, back to the race. Oh my God, we've broke away from the back half of this group because I see a lot of guys. I think, did they pit? No way they couldn't have pitted. They could not have pitted this early in the race because I've barely gotten into maybe a third of my fuel. And there's guys just coming out of turn 2 now. Come back onto the front stretch.
10, buddy. 10 laps to go.
Going around this turn. Right now, I've basically pulled away from Dale Jarrett right now, so why don't we go on board the NBC Chevrolet? Now we're coming back out on the main straight. I feel like I might have to pit soon, but I'm going to pit once the fuel tank gets to about halfway, as I have about 5 seconds on Dale Jarrett. Anyways, that start of the race was fairly tight for me. I mean, I got tight, almost ran Gordon into the fence, and I came across Stewart's nose, and Dale Jarrett doesn't know the meaning of don't push too hard on lap freaking 2. I mean, I raced him clean at Pocono, so I have no idea what Jarrett was doing, what the 88 car was thinking. But what do I know? All right. And back out on the front stretch. Okay, now I'm halfway on fuel, so I'm going to pit this time by. Is you see, I've almost opened up a 10-second lead on Dale Jarrett that I'd have enough, sort of would have enough insurance coming down pit road. However, if a caution were to come out, that's just going to change everything. Because that means we're going to have to line up double file. Chances are I'm going to be a lap down, and it's going to be absolute chaos fighting through traffic. You thought it sucked trying to race Gordon, Jarrett, and Stewart cleanly? Try the rest of the field on that restart. So coming out of the last turn and coming onto pit road now. Actually, we don't really need don't need a repair, so I'm going to go ahead and go for lefts. So good stop, balls to 33rd. I don't know if that's your definition of good stop there, buddy. I don't see the leaders coming down pit road. I mean, they might come down this time. So I just figured I'd start the cycle early. So now it's going to be interesting trying to negotiate my way past all this traffic. But nice thing about this here is we're under green flag conditions and not under caution or on a restart where everybody's all bunched up and again opens up the possibility of an accident. So I think people might be pitting here is I thought Jack Sprague was, and I just ran in the back of him. because he just came out of that last turn and hit the brakes right in front of me. I'm going to try to duck under Mike Skinner in the 4. Then you got Casey Mears in the 41, Terry Labonte in the 5 up for position. So, anyways, right now, Dale Jarrett has led a good bit of this race, namely because me and him have been the only leaders of this race. He led the first lap. I led close to the early and middle stages of the race. And then the late stages of the race went to. Then right now, Jarrett took the lead. And it looks like he might be seeing how far he can stretch his fuel, I'm guessing. As we just cracked the top 20. And I'm going to play negotiator here with Bobby Labonte. As now there's a couple cars are coming down pit road. So Labonte and Mayfield are down in pit lane. And Ricky Craven and Kurt Busch are up for position as well. Craven comes down to try to take the spot. I'm going to try to get the spot on Kurt Busch. On the inside of Kyle Petty, inside of Steve Park, up to 8th. It's like I'm going to possibly see some cars come down pit road right here. See, I'm going to try to get by Sterling Marlin. There's Robbie Gordon. He's probably still upset at me for Sonoma. Holy crap. Give him as much room as I can. I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to do, if he's going to come down pit road this time. Oh, that looked like a big hit. Caution flag is back out. First one of the day. We race back to the caution flag. I'm in 6th. And Robbie Gordon just died. Ooh. Oof. And Kurt Busch died. So just came up into the wall. Kurt Busch. And then everyone else. So now it looks like I'm going to take the lead. Yep. Green flag back out, and the white flag is out here at Daytona, sponsored by Credit One Bank. I'm going to have to block for my life. Here comes Steve Park trying to get at a spot on the inside. Park with the lead. He may have the advantage right here. Contact. Oh, and now there's a wreck. I just hit the wall. Look at that. Jerry Nadeau's involved. And I think that may have just ended the race right there. I crashed and choked epically coming out of the kink. And it looks like Steve Park is about to win this race. Had a lot of hopes going into this one. But at the same time, there's a bunch of cars up ahead that I could pass last second. Coming out of the last turn, it looks like Steve Park's about to win this race. And Steve Park just won it here at Daytona. And I finished 42nd. Things went right for us, just I died on the last lap.
Not very many caution laps in this one. Well, I'd say the fans would probably have liked to see more excitement. I'm sure the drivers, on the other hand, were happy about the low number of caution flags.
The NBC car couldn't do much with his top 10 start.
You know, sometimes these teams make changes to the car just before the race. It may be just a minor change to make it handle better, but they also run the risk of making it worse. I just don't think they ever got it back the way it was. The 115 car will probably be exchanging words in the garage with the 01 car. I'm not sure how all this got started, but now that they have a little history on the track, it'll be something to watch in the weeks ahead. We hope you enjoyed today's race.
That just happened.
We enjoyed bringing it to you. Until next time, this is Joe Moore and Barney Hall signing off.
So let's see how all the crashing started. So let's see if I can get a better angle. So right here, I raced Steve Park. So slow motion, right here. I'm trying to keep my spot going through this kink. Honestly, amazes me how I didn't kill it right there. So right here, terrible camera shot, guys. There we go. So I'm coming along. The next thing you know, I get Terry Labonte, Robbie Gordon gets collected, Kurt Busch gets collected. I'm trying to hold the brakes. Casey Mears got a piece of it. I'm trying to get going. I collect Jerry Nadeau, Dale Jarrett. I'm amazed that this wreck didn't turn out much bigger than it did, and I only clipped people instead of clobbering people. So I'll go ahead and advance reel. Steve Park won this race, by the way. Then the wreck with Robbie Gordon happened. I have a feeling if Robbie Gordon didn't wreck, we probably would have been clean and green. So right here, big wreck right here. I clipped Terry Labonte hard. And Kurt Busch collects me. The fact that these guys were able to save it is amazing. So here I am. I'm sitting in the middle of the track. I think I'm clear to get going. Get absolutely destroyed by Jerry Nadeau. And then you see Dale Jarrett gets up in the air as well. So that screwed up the alliance system quite a bit. Minus 40 for Jerry Nadeau, plus 2 for Terry Labonte, plus 16 for Kurt Busch, and none for Tony Stewart. Boy, a lot of surprises in this one. Steve Park wins today at Daytona. Sterling Marlin finished second. Bill Elliott finished third. Kurt Busch finished fourth. Terry Labonte finished fifth. Casey Mears sixth. Brett Bodine seventh. Michael Waltrip eighth. Ricky Rudd ninth. And Robbie Gordon 10th. Wow. So, yeah, the field died on that last lap. So, again, after this, I'm going to review a homecoming schedule. And I'm also going to bring up this contest I'm going to. So, points. Got a lot of things to talk about after this race. So, it stays relative. We stay the same. Dale Jr.'s in fifth. Ricky Rudd is up in third. So, he could be the person that tries to dethrone one of the big three. I mean, he's been running pretty well, I guess. Robbie Gordon's pissed. Nadu's pissed. Bill Elliott's mad. Ashton Lewis is mad. Casey Mears is mad. Terry Labonte, neutral. Matt Kenseth, neutral. Kurt Busch, neutral. Dale Jr., neutral. Mark Martin, neutral. And then Sterling Marlin. So allies, and the rest of these guys are pretty much allies. So the schedule. I'm going to review this. Monday is part of PR's homecoming week. Monday will be Chicagoland. That will be Monday at noon. Loudoun will be Tuesday at 11. Pocono Raceway will be Wednesday on the Roval, so the second Roval race, aka I fucking hate this track, will be Wednesday at 4. Indy will be Friday at 6. And Watkins Glen will be Saturday at 7. So I'll write this down. Monday at noon, Tuesday at 11, Wednesday at 4, Friday at 6, Saturday at 7. And one last thing before you guys leave. I mentioned a little bit of this in the pace laps for Daytona, but I'm going to make something special. If you have a copy of this game, or you want to design your own copy, I'm going to let you, the fan, pick. Submission, the winner of the best paint scheme will be run at Talladega. Here are some parameters, though. You can use any of the schemes, the angle scheme designs, so I will run through those in a separate video. Or you can just use the colors and leave the design angle, the scheme design up to me. So, this will probably be the next race. Any colors you want. You can use any colors you want. Any sponsors you want. I'll even go as far as say, you can change my number if you want. And the decals. And I'll even leave it up to you to change the manufacturer for Talladega. One race. Fan design paint scheme. I will reveal more details in a separate video later tomorrow. Tune in Monday at noon for Chicagoland.